How's it going, guys? Name's Gory Plains, and we're here with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. And today we're going to be touching up on one of my all-time favorite decks, Synchron. It's actually the first video I ever posted on this channel with Synchron, but we're taking it into Master Duel, where things are a little bit different, so let's go ahead and jump right into the deck. And here we are with the deck. Now, as you can see, it looks a little bit different than the Synchron list I posted back a couple months ago, and that's because we're on Master Duel now. So a lot of things are different on Master Duel when it comes to Synchron. We don't have the new Stardust stuff, so Stardust, Synchron, Trail, Illumination, stuff like that is not available to us just yet. I don't know when they're going to add that. It's like data mined that the packs and stuff are in the game, but it just matters on when we're ever going to get them. Then we also have access to Jet Synchron, which is, you know, you wouldn't think a card that you play one of in the deck means a lot, but this card actually is pretty crazy because, and here's why it's so crazy in my opinion. Basically, not only can it extend itself, it also has an effect on field. If it's sent to grave as synchro material, you can add a junk monster from your deck to your hand. So you can just add, literally, you can add a converter just to pitch something into the graveyard to get him in the grave for your Metal Marcher play. You can add junk Synchron. It's so powerful, and Jet Synchron is just such a good card. But anyways, let's go into the card by card, kind of explain my choices, and then we'll go into a couple duels showing off the deck. So we've got one Jet Synchron, one Cyber Synchron. You still play him because if you draw one, you can just summon out the other one, and it's perfectly fine. We have one Psy Reflector plus the Assault Mode package because it turns into literally any level 8 Synchro, which means we can make it Omega or our starter Chaos Ruler off of that. 3 Doppel Warrior. Doppel Warrior is pretty much staple. 2 Maxi, 2 Ash Blossom, 2 Imperm for our hand traps, 2 Kaliko Clawcrow because it's an extender, 3 Junk Converter, 3 Junk Synchron, and then 1 Satellite Synchron for the rest of the Synchro junk stuff. Converter being able to tutor into your Synchron with a level 2 engrave is amazing because it's a 1-card junk speeder. Satellite Synchrons are level 2 that we're going to be summoning off of our junk speeder. Then we have, of course, Junk Synchron. You know, obvious that he's in the deck. You know, it's kind of like it's his entire deck. So yeah, and then we got the Fire Ant Ascator package. It's the same thing as the Psy Reflector. It's just another level 8 Synchro guaranteed at the cost of pitching a card. So being able to just have access to 1 cards for Chaos Ruler and Omega is really good, especially when you make something like TGA Hyper Librarian to draw more cards. Then for our spells, we have Harpies, Feather Duster, and 2 Twin Twister because I hate back row. Floodgates are very prominent in this game, and getting any way to remove them is very good. 1 Monster Reborn for extension, 1 Rhoda to search out our Doppel Warrior or our Junk Synchron or our Converter, because you can add literally like 90% of your deck with it. 3 Tuning to add your Junk Synchron and hopefully mill a level 2. And if you're very lucky, you'll mill a Doppel Warrior, in which that point, you know, you just nut. It's crazy. Then we got 1 Black Garden. You play this with the Garden Rose Maiden in the deck because you actually can, if you want to be cheesy, you could fill up your opponent's board with tokens, but you're mainly using this as just like a way to destroy it and destroy a token, and you know, you can just eventually bring back the Garden Rose Maiden, which is pretty cool if you destroy 2 tokens. And not only that, but you can just use this discard fodder as well. Then you've got 2 Emergency Teleport to tutor into your Psy Reflector, 2 Called by the Grave because hand traps suck, 1 Assault Mode Activate like the Assault Mode package, and then 2 Infinite Permanents like I said for the hand traps. Then for our extra deck, Formula Synchron. This should be FA Dawn Dragster. I do not have it because I'm, as you can see, very poor in the game right now. So yes, if you have FA Dawn Dragster, take out Formula Synchron and put him in instead. Then we have Celestial Double Star Shaman, great level 2 Synchro, Martial Metal Marcher. These 2 are just like your main staples. Then Herald for a level 4 that also acts as a pseudo Dark Claw for anything sent from hand or main deck to the grave is banished, and then also is an Omni. Quandax, because if you have Quandax on board plus a Stardust Charge Warrior, it makes Satellite Warrior. This is your main win con. If you can make him on your opponent's turn, you pretty much can just win the game from there. TG Hyper Librarian, drawing cards is nice. Excel Synchron, another way to tutor into your Satellite Warrior. Junk Speeder, you know, just casually summon Stig from deck. Why would you not play this card? This card's so powerful. I love this card, and it's literally the main reason that this deck can even function. Garden Rose Maiden, because it adds Black Guard. And then the other crucial part is when it's in the graveyard, and it's not like, you know, except a turn this card is sent, You can banish this card from your graveyard, target a Rose Dragon or 1-Dragon Synchro monster, special summon it. So keep in mind, you can just banish this to bring back like your Abyss or your Crystal Wing. And then if you have Omega, you can just return this card back to your graveyard. And then you just kind of have this recursive loop going of you just bringing back your Crystal Wing or Abyss. And it's very nice. Then we have Star's Charge Warrior, draws you a card on summon. Omega rips a card from your opponent's hand and also acts as a way to remove itself from the board, which is something that you wouldn't expect to come up a lot. But with how many bodies and stuff you put on the board with this deck, sometimes you need that extra monster zone to be able to actually pop off with like your Doppel Warrior tokens, because he has to summon 2. You can't choose just to summon 1. So yeah, Crystal Wing, Monster Negation, just a great all-around card to out problematic monsters. Chaos Ruler, your main starter in form of Synchro, because when he is Synchro Summon, you can activate top 5 cards at a light or dark. So basically, you want to do it just to see Doppel Warrior. This card is your main card in the deck, and just getting more ways to tutor into Doppel Warrior is so important. And plus, not only that, but there is the off chance that he could put a card like Junk Converter into the grave, which means if you have a Junk Synchron off the mill as well, you can add it, normal summon the Junk, and then special converter, and then you have your speeder play from there. Abyss, because literally any level 1 tuner plus your Chaos Ruler turns into him, and then Satellite Warrior pops a bunch of cards and just goes crazy and just OTKs. But yeah, that's about it for the deck. So we're gonna go ahead, go into a couple duels and mess around and see just how strong this deck can do against the plague of Eldritch on Master Duel. All right, let's go ahead and get into some duels. Let's go! For the first time in history, a Glory Plains video is starting off with me going first. What a world we live in, dude. What a world. And oh my god, this is... Oh my god, I can... Okay, I'm gonna big brain this. Okay, you guys ready? So this is another reason why Max C is cool. Max C, you can activate whenever you want to, right? So this hand, you know, pretty bad. We don't really have anything that we can really do off of it. Besides, we can go ahead and activate Max C. Normal summon Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron can then bring back the Max C that we pitched. So for some reason, if he was playing like Gamma or something, we can do that. But yes, that tutors into your Junk Speeder. Funny enough, it's a really niche thing to do. But there's probably isn't going to be much that we can actually do with this, unfortunately, because it's not looking so hot for us right now. Not too well. So we'll go ahead and get Junk Synchron, we'll get Jet, and we'll get Satellite. All right, so we can go into our Chaos. We can at least have an Abyss play, which is very, very important here. At least having Abyss plus an Ash isn't the worst thing. So let's go ahead and go into our Chaos Ruler. Hopefully, you know, we can get ourselves a Doppel Warrior off of this. That'd be pretty good, if I do say so myself. 2, 3. Calico Clawcrow. It's not Doppel, but it is an extender. So I will gladly take that, actually. So we'll go ahead and grab ourselves Calico Clawcrow here. And we will go into our Martial Metal Marcher. And we'll summon him in good old defense mode. Target a tuner in the graveyard. Yes, sir. We're going to go ahead and... We'll just go ahead and bring out this. And then we can also just go ahead and chain the Jet Synchron effect as well, because we're not really going to be able to do the... We don't really have another like non-tuner, unfortunately, at the moment. But we can just go ahead and add this copy of Junk Converter for the next turn. So we'll go ahead and bring him out, and then we can go ahead and make ourselves this copy of Abyss. So this gets us some more bodies on board. This gets us a negate, and more importantly, since we got the Junk Converter search with Jet Synchron, we can use his effect to pitch him in the Cyber, so we still have the extra Monster Zone protection effect for next turn. It's not bad at all, because of course we have a lot to do with our graveyard next turn, because Chaos Ruler can bring himself back, and literally just anything we could do at that point. We have like Junk Synchron to make Excel, turning Excel into like a level 2. Oh, we're up against Fluffle, huh? I know nothing about this fucking deck, so I don't know what to hit. During your main phase, you spend up to 2 copies of Fluffle Mouse from your deck. I've never seen that card before in my life. Sure. Draw. What the hell? This is what? I'm gonna Ash the dog. So if he has a fusion spell, we could do that. I'm taken aback. I don't know what to say. If I get Drowning Mirror Force, I Baby Rage. This man is inhaling so much copium right now. Holy shit. They're gonna go battle phase. Don't do it, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, Satellite Synchron. You've done us well. You don't do anything in the grave, do you? Of course not. I mean, I think that's fine. The effect's negated, so he can't do anything with that. So I'm saving this because I feel like I'm about to be baited out pretty hardcore, and I don't want to be masturbated, bro. We're just gonna let him do that. If he's doing that just for defense, yeah, the effect's negated, so you can't summon more mice, my friend. Your mouse is stuck as just a singular lone mouse, dickhead. Let's see what you got. Okay, yeah, end phase. All right. Give me a draw, please. Let's see what we get here. Boop. Called by. That doesn't really do anything for us, unfortunately, but I think we can just go ahead and push for game at this point, right? And we're going to go ahead and go for our Garden Rose Maiden here, right? And we're going to use the effect of Garden Rose, and we're going to use the effect of Junk Converter here. So Converter can just bring back any tuner. So I guess at this point, it doesn't really matter all too much what we go into. So I guess we can just bring back a Junk Synchron. So yes, we get this copy of Black Garden now, which is actually very important for something that I'm going to do here. Our Martial Metal Marcher plus our Garden Rose Maiden here into a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So Black Garden will activate. And bam. So we'll half the attack of Crystal Wing. But I've got a plan. Got a neat little idea here. And Black Garden will activate, having the attack again. And then we can activate Black Garden to destroy all plant monsters on the board to bring back this copy of Garden Rose. And bam! So then we use... We use Jet plus Hot Red to go into Satellite Warrior. And then we're gonna get to pop a bunch of cards here. Pop 1, pop 2, because he destroys cards up to the number of Synchro monsters you have in grave. So even though he does get a search off Toy Vendor, there isn't really anything he can add because we have Crystal Wing. So if he has like a monster or something, we can just negate it. We go into this, and then we do have well over lethal, but just to do something real quick, just to show off how cool Garden Rose Maiden is. We can just go straight to the grave. You can fire her off. And then you can just bring back the Abyss. And that's why I love this card. This card's so good. And I want to play it in TCG as well. But yeah, then you can just go straight to your battle phase and punch for a bunch of damage. But yeah, so there's like a bunch of cool things you can do. Garden Rose Maiden, love the card. Let's go ahead and go into another game. Now this is a hand. He's got Maxi. God dang it. He's... Bruh! The one game! Alright, now we're in a predicament. Do I keep going? Absolutely not. I can't let him draw, because that's the thing with this deck. It needs so many special summons to get interaction. If you get max seed, you have to end your turn or just commit. But against the decks in this game, committing is such a bad idea, because like so many people are playing droplets. So if they just have like a shit ton of cards in their hand, they can just droplet your whole board. Broad. I think we imperm that. I do not want you to get a search. Oh, an end phase, you bet your ass you're getting Twin Twistered. I'm gonna make you see God. Pass your turn. He does when he's in the graveyard, I believe. Yes. About to end his or her turn. We're going to Twin Twister. I hate having to pitch the Ascator here, but it's what we gotta do. If we draw Dawnwalker, I'm going to cry. So let's just pop both of his back row. Eternal Soul and Skill Drain. Yes, that was very worth it. And we drew a tuning. That is really good. So we're gonna go ahead and do tuning here. And I'm going to hope that we mill a Doppel. Oh, dude, it got my hopes up. Okay, so yeah, we'll go for junk. Please don't have a Veiler. Hey! Okay, so yeah, we just have full-on combo here.
2 hours later.
But yeah, you... Oh my god. Usually, whenever I'm playing stuff, not trying to make videos, I play a lot better than what I am playing right now. I promise. I swear. I'm not making it up. You can trust me on this. You can trust me. I know what we do here. Yeah, this is actually still really good. Holy shit. And we also get Crystal Wing. Because I don't think we had game. Unless I probably did, but I'm being a little stinky. We drew the E-Telly too. Yeah, I think we can just end on a Crystal Wing plus another draw, and then we could do the whole E-Telly thing. Because we did mill the Assault Beast, so we won't get this search, unfortunately, but that's fine. And then we E-Telly for Reflector, and then we use his effect to bring back the Beast and just go into Omega here. Yeah, that's fine, actually. That means we have just as much interaction as cards in their hand, which is pretty good. And plus, if we draw like an Ash or something off of this, that's even better. So, yep, we'll go ahead. Make an Omega, because I do want to have that hand removal. Just in case. And if we get to draw another card. TG Hyper Librarian is such a crazy card, man. Would you Black Garden? Black Garden doesn't really do anything for us right now. Jet would not do anything for us, so. Bluff. He doesn't know what that card is. He doesn't know. And then we don't have anything to return from the banish, so we'll just go ahead. We'll fire off Omega here and rip a card out. Dark Magician Girl. He drew the brick. Because that's right, you do play one Dark Magician Girl, don't you? For, what's the one card? Soul Servant to get the draw 2. So he has 2 cards in hand, and we have 2 interaction. Let's go. So yes, Synchron are a deck that can do a bunch of really cool shit. Also, just Synchros are probably the coolest typing in the game to me. I just really love Synchron. But let's go ahead and go back to the deck really quick here. So here we are with the deck. Even though the replays weren't against anything super meta relevant, I played 7 games and no meta deck. That's the biggest downside when the season resets. You get thrown back into like gold and everybody gets put together kinda. So you go against like a bunch of like mixed match, but I didn't go against anything meta relevant because I couldn't find anything meta relevant, because I usually try to record 7 games just to kind of save time, but those were the best I could get, because everything else I would do the synchro combo and they'd scoop. So To kind of sum it up, Synchrons are really fun. I feel like I'm going to do another video on this once I get back up to Platinum and once I get Dawn Dragster. And I'm hoping by the time that happens, the new Synchron stuff comes out because I'd love to mess around with the new Stardust stuff with this. But this deck, in my opinion, is very fun. However, I do not think that it is cheap. As you can see, there are a lot of SR and UR cards in here, and unlike other decks, I feel like things like Reborn, Rhoda, Duster, Called By are staple. You know, Imperm, Ash, Maxi, you can easily substitute those for other hand traps, but I feel like all of these are something that are staple. You do get Rhoda and Monster Reborn, of course, for free, but of course you do have Duster, the 2 Called By, the 3 Tuning, and then you need the Ascator package, you need Junk Converter, you need Synchron, and then the entire extra deck you can see is also pretty expensive except for the few normal and rare cards that you see in there. I think the deck is very fun. I do believe it has a lot of choke points. The Stardust engine fixed a lot of those choke points, but again, we don't have that. So this is the best that we can do right now with it, and I love it. I love the deck because Synchros are such a fun type to me. Doing math I never thought it would be fun, but it's just really cool kind of just seeing the different plays that you can do because every end board in the deck is different somehow. Usually you would play Dawn Dragster, but there would be some end boards where you end with Abyss, Dragster, Omega. Sometimes you could end with Herald, Abyss, Crystal, Omega. Or you could end with like Satellite Warrior setup, Omega, Abyss. Like there's so many different end boards you can do, and that's why I love this deck. There's so many different options, and it just has so many different answers to other things. And for those of you that didn't watch my other Synchron video that I did, there are also so many different cards that you can play in the extra deck as side options if you want to shut down certain decks. Like for instance, I played Borderfly plus Moonflowers sometimes in mine. Even though they are Cardian Synchros, you can make them in this deck with Celestial Double Star Shaman. If Shaman brings back a Doppel, you can make this, and then for the end of your opponent's next turn, your opponent's entire graveyard is shut down. They can't activate effects, nor can they special summon. But it's just, there are so many niche synchro cards out there that you can play as side options. Like you can make the virtual world synchro in this if you want to. If I'm right, it's Shen, I believe. Yeah, you can make this. Level 9s are a little awkward to make outside of Abyss because Abyss is the one that you do with Chaos Ruler. But you can also make a Shen. So any card sent from the field to the graveyard is banished instead. There are so many different things to do with this deck, and I highly advise that you would pick it up if you want to try something new. But if you're trying to stay on the budget side, I would recommend this would probably not be the deck for you. But thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely plan on doing an updated version of this deck once I get Dawn Dragster and messing around with other cards like Shen and stuff when I get more gems. And I also plan on doing an updated version in the TCG as well of my Synchron list. So thank you guys so much for watching. If there's any other decks you guys want me to do or look at, please leave it down below. Or if there's any other types of content you want to see from me, also let me know. And if there's any recommendations on how I can make my content better, also let me know that. There are a lot of things I just would like to hear from you guys, feedback-wise and stuff, and I'm all ears for all of that. But thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Happy dueling!